What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. So you're looking at my squad for this Season 2 Excellence Tournament, and there's one thing about these players that is different from my regular squad, right? And it's not the overall rating. The overall rating doesn't matter this year. For instance, I evolved up Van de Ven, right? Who's now on my bench in reserves. And he's just about maybe one evolution away from getting back into the starting lineup. And it doesn't matter if he stays 84 rated or moves up to 87 or even beyond, like, say, Koundé. Overall ratings mean nothing anymore. You look at my striker, Agumeng, 85. You look at Miyama, 90. Well, Miyama is on a whole different level, but it has nothing to do with that overall 90. Agumeng is just behind her, but still at 3-star weak foot, 3-star skills, just an absolute beast at 5'7" and lengthy, right? So what makes these different players good and bad if it's not the overall rating, if it's not the stats, if it's not the player roles, if it's not the play styles? It is the jamminess, right? If you don't know what that means, you can look it up. But basically, if a player has that jam, they are always likely to win the ball, no matter what happens, even in scenarios where it looks like they're going to come out, on the short end of the stick and not win the ball, or they're going to lose possession, not score a goal. They always end up making it happen. They fight through a duel, right? They fight through an odd angle to finish the ball off. Even if they're not a defensive player, they'll get back and somehow they'll win the ball. If they're not an attacking player, somehow they'll get through and score goals. They got that jam. It's just something that certain player builds have, and you have to have the eye to see it. But once you get those types of players in your squad, they make such a difference. Those tight battles where you just need that one more possession to create a chance to score a goal, or that one more shot to finish something off, or that one more tackle to hold a lead, whatever it is, offense, defense, in the build-up, it doesn't matter. If your players got that jamminess, it makes a difference. So from now on, now that you know this, and you're about to see the top 5 most jammy players in FC26, if you see on any player review you're looking at, you see in the comment section, and you hear someone breaking the player down, and they say that player's got the jam, you know that player's it. That's who you want. It is that it factor. Now, let me give you some examples with this top 5 list, starting with number 5. Michelle Agumeng, the striker I just showed you in my main squad. She is an absolute beast. She stands 5'7", but she has the lengthy build, even with Hunter, which is huge because it allows you to boost up her shooting, and her acceleration and sprint speed goes to 93, 90, respectively. She's an absolute monster, right? You see that 93 strength. So even though on the face stats, right, she doesn't look as impressive, if I take off this Hunter, you see here, a lot of players didn't even bother trying her out. A lot of people put her right into SBCs because she came from the Season 1 season pass. So there's a lot of people who looked at this and said, nah, not for me, especially with the 3-star skills, 3-star weak foot. Move on ahead to now, and I was able to put a Game Changer Plus on her, so that weak foot is all but null and void. Even before the Game Changer Plus, though, that 3-star weak foot, it just performed better. Some players, it's just like that. It's part of that jamminess. And then you add the Hunter to her, by the way, and those are some pretty impressive stats. I mean, look at those shooting stats in the acceleration and sprint speed. She goes up to a 91-89 pace and shooting. Those are the most important. And then even the dribbling being at 85, again, 5'7" and lengthy. So with these lower agility and balance stats, but higher ball control and dribbling, she's an absolute beast. I don't even tell that 78 composure. Again, part of having that jamminess. Now, she can be at certain angles where you think, no way, she's not going to score. She finishes it off. She could be on the wrong end of a duel. Looks like the defender's going to win the ball. Somehow she'll come out with it. She could be tracking back, having minimum defensive skills. But by the way, 70 defense for a striker, that's also insane. So she'll come back and sneak up on someone. They'll think they can cut her in and out because she's a striker, and she'll win the ball back. All around, just an absolute beast. Couldn't ask for a better striker. I've had the coins. I have them now. I could go out and get certain players that others are putting in and calling meta strikers, but Agumeng beats them all out. Number 4 is another player that happens to be in my squad, but that is by chance. I was lucky enough to pack her in like the most unassuming pack. I can't even remember what it was for, but I was very lucky to pack her. I've played against her a ton, right? Because when you get into the higher divisions, you're going to play these whale teams. And the one thing about Caroline Graham Hansen is that outside of being an absolute beast stat-wise as well, unlike Aggie Meng, who's unassuming stat-wise, she has the jam, right? So the difference is you see all of the amazing play styles, the amazing stats, even standing at 5'9", which is a little bit bigger for a woman. She's not as small as in compact, like say a Rodman or a Swanson or someone like that. On top of the 5 skills, 5 weak foot, right? She's an absolute beast. 400K is actually a steal for her. Obviously, packing her, getting her free is like hitting the lottery. But what really puts her on a different level than other like Dembele, let's say, even if I could go get Dembele, that's over $1 million right now, I would take Hansen on that right side. Why? Because she has the jam. When she's on that right, attacking inside, for one, a lot of times she's going to just outright burn defenders. She's that good, especially with how good Trickster is. She has it Trickster Plus. But there are going to be those times, especially with the buff defending, where they just get the better of the duel. They end up tackling the ball back. She's that player where it's never over till it's over. You better win the ball and quickly get it away from her because she'll quickly track back, right? And while she doesn't have the craziest strength, that 74 feels like 94. And she immediately, with that great speed, that great explosiveness, will be right back in your face. Not only that, but even when she's in a situation where she's outnumbered, there's several defenders, right? She'll do these little shimmies and almost have these added animations. Even if you think you're in a good spot positionally, she'll somehow shimmy around and get into a great spot. And obviously that's not something you can do with the controller. It's like these extra animations they gave her where she just shimmies around and gets into the position she needs to then beat the defender and get the shot off. She's another one like Aggie Meng that could be at these terrible angles and just get a little tiny bit of space where you think there's no way she can score from there, and she'll bury it just about every time. Without a doubt, number 4 on the list, Caroline Graham Hansen. At number 3 on the list, this is the first player that has a promo card as well as his gold card, which is incredible. It's now down to 48K, but whether you go with the 765K version or the 48K version, both of them have that jam. Now, he is a little bit different than the other two on the list because he's not an all-out attacker. We have a winger and a striker at number 4 and 5, respectively. Reinders at number 3, he is a box-to-box type of midfielder, right? You could either play him CDM at deep line playmaker, Cam at half winger, or CM at playmaker. Mostly, you're going to play him either deep line playmaker, box crasher, even though he doesn't have it in a roll or roll plus or plus plus, or CM playmaker, maybe deep lying still. But the bottom line is when he does get going into the attack, he is an absolute savage to deal with. Only 4-star skills and 4-star weak foot, but the way he's able to maneuver around and get in favorable positions to either set up a teammate or shoot the ball is insane. I hate seeing this man come at me. I hate seeing him have the ball in the attack because I know it is going to be a war just to try to get the ball off of him, right? You add in there that he has great passing. I know it only says 82 right there, but again, those players with the jam, those stats mean nothing. It might as well be 90 passing. Same with the shooting. 79 might as well switch around to 97. Defense might as well be 97. Physical the same way. He'll get in there and win duels every single time. And then when you look at this 87 rated card, it's not like the way he performs on the pitch. You're not seeing that in the stats, right? But there's a reason he's one of the most highly sought after players, and he has been since the beginning, since before this promo card, right? Because he's just one of those players that's going to help you out on offense, on defense. If just the same way that you don't want to see him in the attack, if you're on the attack yourself and he's back helping defend, he's a player you want to avoid. He just manages to win tackles. He manages to get into the best positions every single time. Without a doubt, deserving of number 3 on the list. And number 2 on the list, Marcus Rashford. I've come up against this card. I came up against an evolved version of this card. It doesn't matter whether it's a regular gold, the evolved version, or this insane card coming out later today, right? Well, depending on when you watch this, he might already be out, but Marcus Rashford is getting an insane promo card, and he's already got the jam. He's actually number 2 on the list, so I can only imagine when you add in some B stats to that. But as we know, the jam has nothing to do with face stats, nothing to do with overall. He's got that long, skinny body where it's almost like he's a Stretch Armstrong. His legs get everywhere, his arms. Even when you go to tussle with him, he'll manage to get his body around you. And even with that low physical, right? I mean, 65 strength, it means nothing. It's not like he'll push you off the ball. He'll maneuver his body and get into a favorable position. Then, when he gets going, he is like a freight train, right? Good luck even catching up to him, and if you do, you're not getting him off the ball. You'll go in, and he'll kind of shimmy around you. Not even a freight train's the best to describe it. Maybe a freight train made of taffy, if you will. But then he gets going, and now he's on goal, and he's got insane finishing. Again, the 82 shooting might as well be 92 because he's got that jam. Every time he's running up that left side or he's in the center of the pitch as a striker running towards your goal, you know it is going to be hell trying to get him off the ball. I can only imagine, again, with added boost of the good face stats, right? All the way around, he's getting a boost. He's just going to be definitely one of the most sought after, one of the most meta attackers, without a doubt, because this 9,980 overall left mid is a demon on the pitch already. And number 1 on the list also happens to be the most valuable card on the list, coming in at almost 2 million coins right now. We're talking Gareth Bale. This is an 88 rated base icon card. Obviously, a lot of playstyles, a lot of great playstyles. He can play on the right side, the left side, striker, all good roles, roll pluses, whatever. He's got it all. He deserves it. He's a great player, an iconic player, hence why he's an icon. This is one they got right. But forget all of that. Forget the insane face stats. Forget the overall. He is the jammiest player in FC26, and guess what? He was the jammiest player in FC25, maybe even in FC24. I do remember that was at the end of the Neymar era where his special cards were still coming, because Neymar always was just this jammy beast of a player. He would have the lowest physical, but Neymar always felt like 99 strength. Even though he was insane at dribbling, even if you were lucky enough to tackle him off the ball, Neymar would be right back in your face, right? He would always have the ball at his feet, and if he didn't, even if it looked like you had a favorable opportunity to win it, he would somehow manage to either shimmy around you and get back in a favorable spot, or he would be able to get the ball back after you took it. He was just that jammy player, right? So shout out to Neymar. This is almost a curtain call for him as he approaches, probably very, very soon, iconic era / you could say hero, but come on, he's going to be an icon soon. Then he'll be back to battling Bale for the jammiest player. Somebody new might come in, but Bale, he's just that same way. Typically on the wing, but if you play him at striker, you're going to get the same thing. He's a little less shifty, obviously, than Neymar. He's more of the literal, I said freight train earlier for Rashford, but like a Laffy Taffy version. Bale is actually the freight train version. He's more linear, but the way he moves, he's just always able to keep on going with the ball, right? Not to mention when he takes off, he is absolutely flying, right? The momentum he gains, but even if you're in a favorable spot, or you think you are, he just manages to get around you. Then you might go shoulder to shoulder with him, and he manages to win that too. And the craziest part is, he has 79 strength. Again, that might as well be 97 when he's on the pitch, because he's nearly impossible to get off the ball. Like, no matter what, he's going to get through. All you really have to do with Bale sometimes is run in a straight line. Even if there's a defender, 2 defenders in your way, somehow he'll manage to get past those defenders with the ball still at his feet and it just doesn't even make sense. Same with when he tracks back. 65 defense, which really isn't terrible for an attacking striker winger type player, right? And maybe there's something to that, but even when he's tracking back and he's on the defensive side, he many times will win the ball. I mean, he is a player that no doubt is going to give you even more, which, by the way, he gives you a lot just off of the type of footballer he is. But he's going to give you even more goals, even more opportunities to create chances, even more chances that you get because you won the ball after your opponent was trying to come at you on the counter. Like, he gives you so much more from that jamminess, and he's without a doubt the #1 most jammy player in FC26. So, the reigning champ, Gareth Bale, we will see. I honestly think he will hold this crown pretty easily each year until we start getting those Neymar special cards, right? Obviously, you're going to have your end of an era type of cards, but then pretty soon after, just like with Messi, just like with CR7, as soon as they call it quits, I mean, they're almost instantly going to be icons, and then we have a whole new era of that crazy elite level jamminess that gets these guys the crown every year. So, with that being said, let me know if you agree. Let me know if there's any other jammy players I missed. There no doubt is, by the way. But let me know why you think they belong on the list. If you think they do, if you agree with the list, let me know. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. And please subscribe if you haven't already. Much appreciated for all your support. And I will see you soon. Peace.